Good evening and welcome along to the Commentary Hub's coverage of tonight's EFL Championship match. It's Middlesbrough against Hull City. Two teams fighting at the two ends of the Championship table. Middlesbrough looking to try and gain automatic promotion, or may look to settle for a place in the Championship playoffs. As for Hull City, they start the game in 16th place, looking to climb away from the drop zone this evening. There's already a few games underway in the Championship. Let me just quickly run you through those scores. I'll keep you up to date with everything that's happening in the Championship this evening. We've also got a couple of games in the Champions League as well, including Manchester City, who lead 3-0 away at Bayern Munich. Let's start off in the Championship then, and it's Blackburn Rovers 0, Coventry City 0, QPR 0, Norwich City 0, Swansea City 1, Preston North End 0. The goal scorer for the Swans was Joel Pirou after just 2 minutes. Watford 0, Cardiff City 0. Also at 8 o'clock this evening is Reading against Luton. Luton just above Middlesbrough in the Championship table. There's also some Women's Super League action, should I say, as well, as Brighton currently lead 2-0 against Everton at half-time, while Manchester United are currently drawing 0-0 with Arsenal after just 37 minutes. Also Women's Championship, Birmingham City against Durham remains goalless at the break. Also the Champions League action, as I mentioned, Bayern against Man City with a 3-goal advantage. Inter against Benfica is the other one, the Italian side with a 2-goal advantage going in to the game this evening. The game we're focusing on though, excuse me, comes from Championship. Is Middlesbrough City. Middlesbrough against Hull City, should I say, not Middlesbrough City. Okay, both names combined. Middlesbrough have made one change to the side. Ramsey is out through injury after being injured in the game against Norwich City last time out. So he misses out altogether. As for Hull City, they make just the one change as well, with Pelkas coming into the side, with Roseanne Tufan dropping to the bench. The first win as Middlesbrough head coach, Michael Carrick, came against tonight's opposition down at the MKM Stadium back on 1st of November. It was a 3-1 victory for Borough that day, with Ryan Giles amongst the scorers on that occasion. That was, as I mentioned, the first game under Michael Carrick, and what a job he has done. When he came in, Michael Carrick, Middlesbrough, prior to that game, was near the bottom of the table. Now he has got them vying for promotion to the Premier League. What a turnaround he has got, and he has had, and what influence he's had there as well. We'll keep you up to date with all of this Championship action throughout the evening, or afternoon or morning, depending where you're tuned in from. If you want to get in touch with us, you can do so. Tweet us at Commentary Live 1, or you can leave a live comment in the live chats if you're listening on YouTube or Twitch. This evening we're live across all our YouTube platforms, which is the Commentary Hub, Commentary Hub 2, JB Sports, Storm FM. We're also live on our Twitch channel as well. It's Middlesbrough against Hull City in the Championship. Both of these teams are going, it look like could be heading in separate directions, or could be playing each other again next season. There's been a goal, 2 goals in the Championship. Other matches, it's QPR 1, Norwich City 0 after 10 minutes. There's also Watford 1, Cardiff 0 after 10 minutes. We'll get you the goal scorers on those games. Good match. We're just looking at some of the goals from Chuba Akpom for Middlesbrough, some of the overall play from the Borough top scorer. We're looking to add to his goal tally this evening against Hull City, currently with 28 goals to his name in all competitions this season as the Borough man. And what a season he's been having in the Championship for Middlesbrough as they aim to return back to the top flight in English football. Been out for quite a while now. We're looking as one of the three teams that will get promoted to return. Hull City will have to wait a bit longer if they are to get back into the top flight. The teams are in the tunnel ahead of kick-off. Louis Coyle, the captain of Hull City, and the captain for Middlesbrough is that of Johnny Howson. Both of those players used to play for Leeds United, and they both lead the team out. Their team's out, and the referee is Andy Davis, assisted by James Wilson and Daniel Leach and Darren Bond. That's right, it goes on very Mr. Bond this evening. Aaron is a fourth official. The Middlesbrough players just leading their way out onto the field of play ahead of kick-off, just talking to some of the mascots. And we'll look at the two teams for you now then. As I said, Middlesbrough made just the one change, with Moat coming in for Ramsey. So Stefan is in goal, Smith, McNair, Lennon and Giles across the back. Howson and Moat sits in front of the back for Force, Akpom and Acne. They're behind Cameron, Archer on the bench, Roberts, Jones, Barlassa, Muniz, Darksteel, Crooks and Bowler. As for Hull City, one change and he comes up front. Pelkas in for Tufano, drops to the bench. Is Darlow in goal, Coyle, McLaughlin, Reeves and Elder across the back. Sedmanesh, Sere, Slater and Vaughan in midfield, with Traore and Pelkas leading the line. The bench of Ingram, Tufan, Dirty, Woods, Longman, Simons and Alfie Taylor, the youngster, is City away at Middlesbrough, and the stadium is almost getting ready to get underway. The goal scorer for QPR is Lyndon Dykes, set up by Ilias Chair, and the goal scorer for Watford was Ishmael Assar, set up by Keenan Davis. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. In that name, one of the nominees for the Championship Young Player of the Season. Fantastic season he's had with Middlesbrough. We'll keep you up to date with all of the goals as they're going in the Championship. We'll keep you up to date with how Manchester City get on, and where Bayern and Munich and City set up Champions League tie against Real Madrid in the semi-finals after Real Madrid knocked out Chelsea last night. All our focus will now turn to the attention of the Championship. Hull City in their away strip of white shirts with black and yellow and red on their sleeves, black shorts, white socks. Middlesbrough all in red. Middlesbrough goalkeeper all in yellow, goalkeeper all in dog green. The referee Andy Davis in black. Jack Steffen on loan for Manchester City runs back to his goal line and into the area from where he's going to be defending the goal in the first half. It'll be Johnny Howson who will get this game underway with Alex Mowat, for the players and manager of Hull City take the knee. And Andy Davis is almost getting ready to get this game off and underway. Then it's Middlesbrough against Hull. Is a Championship action, and we're live as Alex Mowat collects the ball from Middlesbrough, plays the ball out wide to the left hand side of Giles. He goes back to Lennon and across now to Paddy McNair. Middlesbrough just keeping hold of the possession really well. And now it's Ryan Giles again formerly on loan at Rotherham United. Ryan Giles, good player. Giles, have watched him in the flesh a few times when I've been watching Rotherham United. Was there last night for them. 2-2 draw with Burnley in the Championship. As Ryan Giles again. Alex Morris pass comes running down the left hand side. Giles sees Acne making the run down the line. Acne back into Moa. Moa out wide to Acne. Acne again. Controls. Back to Moa this time. Will miscontrols it, but can keep all the possession for Borough. And he draws it back to McNair. McNair across to Smith, who turns away from his man. And is fouled there by Pelkas, is he? The referee says yes. And Smith will turn the free kick. We have an early free kick inside the opening minute and 10 seconds. Is Middlesbrough 0, All City 0. As here comes Lennon now for Middlesbrough. Plays it into McNair, who will look to keep hold of possession. He will try and get the ball forward. He's cut out in the end and he's gone out to play for a throw-in to Hull City, which will be taken by Pelkas, as in no, he leaves it for Callum Elder. Elder takes it quickly to Slayton, and then the return ball to Elder was good, but his ball down the line for Pelkas is poor. There's been an update, as I've just mentioned, about that goal for QPR against Norwich City. Lyndon Dykes with the goal there. Now it's here Strub Akpom, running away from Middlesbrough, plays the ball out wide to Giles. Giles with the ball in, and there's an easy claim there in the end for Carl Dorlo. And it's still Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0, 2 minutes and 10 seconds gone. 2 minutes gone between Reading and Luton. It remains 0-0 there in the Championship as well. We'll keep you bang up to date with the Championship. Also, how Manchester City get on in the Champions League this evening as well. That game is yet to get underway. Into Benfica's underway. 3 minutes gone there. Is Inter 0, Benfica 0. As here is Hull City coming forward. Vaughan sprays the ball out wide to this left hand side and Pelkas. Pelkas is attacking down the left hand side. Cuts into field and the shot is saved by Zach Steffen, and that's the first real shot of the game. And he comes away with the visitors, Hull City. Fantastic play in the midfield. He broke kindly for Vaughan, who spread the ball out wide brilliantly to pick out Pelkas. Pelkas come running in from the left hand side. So Elder on the overlap to draw the defenders away from him and allow the shot to be set to come in, but the shot was poor in the end and is an easily claimed effort by Zach Steffen in the Middlesbrough goal. Now it's called Dorlo on loan from Newcastle United. Gets it into McLaughlin and now cross to Louis Coyle, who can't get the ball forward. Middlesbrough win the ball back well. Acne drops it back to Moat. Now Middlesbrough just keeping the ball well as Archer came out to the left to get the ball back and knock it back to Giles, and then now he's back with Lennon, who has to go all the way back to Zach Steffen just outside his goal with the all yellow jersey and all yellow goalkeeping kit for Middlesbrough. It remains Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0. Middlesbrough just keep hold of the ball. It's a brilliant ball in the field to force, and now it's Chubrakpom. Sprays it into Alex Moat. He's got Giles on the overlap. Feeds him. Ryan Giles into Acne. Back to Giles. Now Moat. Acne can't get the ball through. He can. He gets the ball back. Acne is the post. Fantastic effort. He got the ball back from force and then drew the strike. Hit against the post. And that was unlucky for Middlesbrough. Opening 4.5 minutes. Middlesbrough could have opened the scoring, and Hull could have opened the scoring as well. Brilliant play between Force and Acne. And Acne's low drive comes back off of the post. It's a brilliant bit of play. 1-2 between Acne and Force, and it's Acne who strikes the effort against the post. It remains Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0, almost 5 minutes gone here in the Championship. Hull City all over the shop at the back there. Middlesbrough now will have to try and get back in position to stop Hull from counter-attacking, and doing well with Archer closing down, and Dorlo gives it away to Moat. Plays it into Acne. Acne inside the penalty. Archer, get to Moat. How wide it goes. Here comes Middlesbrough again with Force. Force's shot is blocked. And he goes out for a throw to Middlesbrough. Good bit of play this from Middlesbrough. Forcing the errors early on here for the Riverside. It's Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0. Smith takes a throw in. And back it goes to McNair. McNair does well to find Lennerton. Under no real pressure. So he goes back to McNair, who's under no real pressure either. Drops it into the captain, Johnny Howson. Now Paddy McNair. Alex Moa turns and feeds in Akpom, who gets the ball out wide brilliantly to Smith. Smith attacking down the right hand side. He's got space to pull the ball into. Gets the ball into Archie. Archie goes down. There's Akpom who goes down and he's behind for a goal kick. Akpom's appealing for a penalty there. I'm not sure myself. I need to see a replay on this. It was a brilliant ball in by Smith to Archer. And Akpom goes down. Should I say, is into Akpom. No real contact on the ball there from Seri. And I think that should have been a penalty there to Middlesbrough. It remains Middlesbrough 0-0 as all trying to get the way out of the defence, which have been put under pressure in trying to do so. As Elder has to go inside Slater. Under pressure from Moat. And now here comes Middlesbrough. Wonderful ball play through. And what a challenge that. We breaks it now for Saint Manesh. Saint Manesh, brilliant challenge from Giles. And Giles next for Saint Manesh. Saint Manesh, can he get a strike? And he can't. He goes down, no penalty. No penalty whatsoever, he stays down. Middlesbrough on the back foot in hours later into Seri. How wide he goes for Louis Coyle. Coyle delivers a ball in. He's over his head. He breaks for Force. Force brings the ball away for Middlesbrough. Can Middlesbrough come on the counter attack now? Force. Back to Smith. Now McNair. And now the referee stops it. With Said Manesh down inside the penalty area. Staying, I think he said his referee's stopped it for an head injury, but I can't see where the head injury in this is. There's no head injury there. And watch this, let's have a look at this. It goes down here. No head injury there. He catches him on his back. The referee should not have stopped the game there. That's not. This is where you would stop the game for. You're only supposed to stop it if it's an head injury. And it's not an head injury whatsoever. And there's no penalty either. So I'm surprised Andy Davis has stopped the play there. Because that is not the penalty kick. Liam was senior looking on. Thinking he should have had a penalty. 33 points from 24 championship games as all head coach for the Liam was senior. He was appointed full boss after leaving Derby County. Half-time in the Women's Super League game between Manchester United and Arsenal is Manchester United 1, Arsenal 0 in that game. We'll keep you up to date with the WSL action as well when we see goals go in. We'll just tell you the scoreline. We'll tell you who scored in the WSL. As here's Johnny Howson. We'll play this on Middlesbrough. Lennon has possession. Gets into the path of Giles. Acne now. Moa. Back to Acne. Back to Lennon. Now Acne once more. Into Johnny Howson. Lennon once again gets it. Finds Moat. Lennon again. Back into Stefan. Lennon. Giles. Lennon again. Howson. Moa. Stefan. Middlesbrough happy to just play around at the back. 10 minutes gone. Middlesbrough 0. Hull City 0. Here on the commentary. Commentary up to JB Sports Storm FM. And also on our Twitch channel as well. You can tweet us if you want to. Tweet the commentary live one. Use the hashtag MID should I say, MIDHUL to get your comments in as well, and we'll read some of those out. As here's Giles coming for Manesh, just gets the ball back, but all illegally according to the referee, and Ryan Giles wins a free kick, and Middlesbrough have taken it quickly. Lennon now. Good play from Lennon, who will keep the ball moving. It remains Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0. Mowat gets the ball out wide for Giles. Good play this. Giles plays the ball forward, and here is Hubert Akpom for Middlesbrough, loses out, and now Pelkis can't get the ball forward. Middlesbrough win the ball back. Vakni and Mowat combining to do so. It now remains 0-0 between two sides in the Championship as the ball is clipped down the left hand side by Giles towards Cameron Archer, but he's out of play for a throw to Hull City now. So the ball forward there, just tried to get Archer in behind, came off of the Middlesbrough striker. It remains Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0 here after almost 12 minutes gone in Championship. The full play into Elder. Good ball forward, flicked over the top, and now Vaughan gives the ball away. McNair nips in to get the ball back from Middlesbrough. Now here's Smith. Smith down the line it goes, cleared away, and now here comes Hull City on the attack. It's given away, and now the ball is played forward towards Force, who's going behind here from Middlesbrough. Had to go back to clear the ball, so he's been held up a little bit, but Force continues. Cuts inside, and Force was a fantastic save out of Carl Dorlow, and Middlesbrough almost take the lead. It's a fantastic bit of play from Borough down the right hand side from Force there. Fantastic run by Marcus Force. It's a fantastic run down the Middlesbrough right hand side, and that's a fantastic effort to force the save out of Carl Dorlow in the Middlesbrough goal. It remains Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0, and Middlesbrough almost knocking on the door for a second time there. Can they knock on the door and score this time? It was a penalty, flicked on, so it's gone for a foul in there on Seri, I think it is, and this gives Hull City a bit of respite, and then a free kick. Look at this again from Marcus Force. Fantastic run down the right hand side, cutting field, low driven shot, home behind for a corner, and that was a fantastic effort from Force. I thought he was going to creep in it for one moment before Dorlow dived away to his right hand side to save it. Now Middlesbrough will have to go back in possession if they are to get the ball back off Hull City. The ball forward for Simon Manesh is cut out there, and there's a throw in which will be taken by Traore. We'll leave it for Louis Toyle, the Hull City captain, and he gets the ball back. And now it's Darlow, just outside his penalty area in a dark green shirt, dark green shorts, dark green stockings. There he's greased back to Darlow. Darlow being put under a bit of pressure, and Middlesbrough putting on the pressure on Hull City. They don't like it to put Hull City trying to get out of it, and Smith is forcing Pelkis back. Well, luckily he finds a white shirt, and McLaughlin can fetch the ball over halfway. A brilliant pass, Simon Manesh. Simon Manesh pursues out against Giles, and Giles clears it down for Louis Toyle, tries to get there. With McLaughlin, who has to get the ball back, time it well, and he does to find Darlow. Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0 here in the Championship. The full playlist. We'll keep you up to date with how the matches are getting on. Seeing there's been a goal in the Champions League game between Inter and Benfica. Inter now 3-0 up on aggregate thanks to Barella's goal on 14 minutes, 1-0 on the night. The Force edges the ball clear and is out of play for a throw to Hull City, which will be taken by Elder into Slater. Play this as Seri now collects the ball. Fantastic work. The ball forward. Also trying to get forward, and he's been a foul there by Alex Mowat. I think he was on Jean-Michel Seri. He was on Traore, in fact. And Mowat gives away the free kick. Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0. Midway inside the Middlesbrough half, towards the left hand side. About 2 or 3 yards in from the left hand touchline that we're watching from. Louis Coyle lined this one up. It'll be an in swinger with his right foot. Out swinger with his right foot, should I say. Instead he plays it to Seri, who will then give it back to Coyle on his left foot. Now down the line from Coyle into the path of Vaughan, and Vaughan just oozes out, and is a throw-in which has been given, and it's going to be the way of Middlesbrough, I think. And it's going the way of Hull City, which Elder takes in all on the attack. Slater to Reeves, and now McLaughlin. Seri, good play this. Coyle. Traore, Coyle again. Seri, good place from Seri, out wide to Elder. Down the line it goes to Pelkas, back to Elder, and he's forced to go back. It's been a goal in the Championship. Watford have had their lead cut out by Atete. Cardiff are back level. Watford won, Cardiff won on 31 minutes. Then that's a quarter to 8 kick-off in the Championship. We'll keep you up to date with all the Championship scores this evening as Pelkas cuts in field. Pelkas spreads the ball out wide. Love the ball into Coyle. Coyle gets the ball out wide to Sedmanesh. Sedmanesh cuts in field. Still going Sedmanesh. Plays it into Slater. Back it goes. The path of Greaves. Now wide to Elder. All the Hull City outfield players just camped inside the Middlesbrough half. As here's Seri. Into Pelkas. Pelkas! Drags his shot wide. And that's a glorious opportunity for Hull City. Fantastic work from the Tigers. And in the end, the shot wasn't the correct one. I thought the ball was going to be in the back of the net there for a moment. But absolutely, it was poor in the end. It remains Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0. As the ball is played forward, looking for Archer to get in behind. And he has got in behind. Archer up against Coyle. Archer does well to find Acne now. Now Giles. Giles delivers the ball in. Over the head of Akpom. Smith. Ball back in. Smith gets the ball back. Alton delivers the ball in. Ball the back comes in. It's Giles. It's Acne and cleared away by Hull City. Is it? Seri can try and do that. But only gives it away to Johnny Howson again. Howson. How wide? It's Acne. Acne with the ball in. And if Archer is wide, and Middlesbrough almost punishing Hull City for poor defensive play. There's been another goal in the game in Watford. We'll tell you about that in a moment. And then which way that one's gone. And there's been another goal in the game between Swansea and Preston as well. We'll let you know which way that one's going shortly. As we just see that ball in again, and that was a Hull City all over the place at the back there, and they've just considered another throw-in. Louis Coyle trying to organise the Hull City defence because they're looking all over the place at the moment. There is Giles for Middlesbrough into Lennon. We'll keep you up to date with all the scores as they go in the Championship is Alex Mower to head the ball back to the path of Stefan. Stefan will keep all of the ball at his feet. There's been another goal in the Championship, as I mentioned. Cardiff now 2-1 up. Kipre with the goal there. It's Watford 1, Cardiff 2 in the Championship. Also, it's Swansea City 2, Preston 0. Joe Allen with the goal there. And Cardiff are now 2 points above Reading, with Reading still drawing 0-0 against Luton Town. Reading, remember, with that 6-point deduction, as Slater was absolutely fantastic there to win the throw-in, as he was being forced to the way back to his own goal by Force, who had a fantastic effort saved earlier on by Darlow. We'll quickly go and keep you updated with what the scores are in a moment, as Elder with a long throw forward, chested down by Howson, and Middlesbrough have the ball with McNair. So we'll quickly go through the Championship scores as it stands. Is Blackburn Rovers 0, Coventry City 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1, Norwich City 0, Swansea City 2, Preston 0, Watford 1, Cardiff 2, and Reading 0, Luton Town 0. And this one also goalless here, as Alex Mower brings the ball forward for Middlesbrough. The ball forward looking for the run of Hackney, but it's clutched out there brilliantly by Hull City. Can they get back on the front footers? Here is Vaughan to try and do that. Picks out Coyle. Louis Coyle up over halfway now. Sam Nation Traore in front of him, plays side, plays the Traore back to Coyle, and now back to McLaughlin, who has to go all the way back to Darlow as Middlesbrough force Hull City back. McLaughlin has to go back to Darlow again, and every time Middlesbrough try and play out, they're getting forced to go back to the goalkeeper, and that's what they've been doing all the time. Middlesbrough forcing Hull City back. They've had a couple of chances, Hull City, and Middlesbrough done really well to keep forcing them back, and they're doing so again here. But if they can wear this right, can break on Middlesbrough, but they can't. And a free kick has been given for a foul by Force on Slater, and I'm not sure this referee's got this one spot on, you know. But the referee Andy Davis having a word with Slater there. There's been a goal in the Championship to tell you about in a moment or so. We'll bring you that one in a moment or so to tell you who scored that goal. The ball is chipped forward. Wonderful chest down by Said Manesh. Said Manesh faces the penalty, put the ball back. All City players can't go on the end of it, and now Middlesbrough can try and break, but Serra intercepts. And that's a fantastic interception by John Michel Serra. Gets the ball again. And now here is Hull City bringing it forward towards Traore. Makes inside the penalty for Traore. Into Vaughan inside the penalty, and Moa bad there. Moa still going. Back to Giles, who clears up towards halfway. Middlesbrough can't get the foothold of the ball now, and it's all started to pile on the pressure. Said Manesh holds up the play well. Into Coyle. Traore. Traore once more. Slater now. Said Manesh out wide of him. Coyle on the overlap. He goes to Slater instead. Said Manesh. Seri. We push from Akpom. Said Manesh has to go back to McLaughlin. Fantastic play from Middlesbrough. Hull City were now near their own, down near Middlesbrough's box, but they forced them back to the goalkeeper. McLaughlin had to go back to the goalkeeper. Darlow, who clears long up towards halfway, over halfway, towards Simonish on our left hand side. He jumps over the ball, and then Giles hits it up and away, and out for a throw. And Middlesbrough onto the throw deep inside their own half. There's been another goal in the Championship. Swansea 2, Preston 0. I told you about a few minutes ago from Joe Allen. And it's Blackburn 1, Coventry 0. Sam Gallagher on 39 minutes in that game. We'll keep you up to date with all those goals as they go in, as well as in the Champions League. Blackburn are inside the playoff places. at this moment in time. Middlesbrough been put under a bit of pressure in the last 5 or so minutes. Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0 in the Championship. We're live with you right through until the end of this game. If you're just tuning into us, thank you very much for doing so. You're listening to the Home of Alternative Commentary, the Commentary Hub, with me, Russ Vernon. Bringing you Middlesbrough versus Hull City in the Championship. There's Michael Carrick, who's done a fantastic job since October 29th under Michael Carrick. 54 points and 60 goals Middlesbrough have scored in the Championship. And here's Slater. Here's Traore inside the box. Traore gets in, pulls it behind, trying to pull the cross, he's behind for a corner. And Slater's wanting a penalty. There's been another goal in the game between Watford and Cardiff. I'll tell you who scored that one in a moment. I'll tell you which way he's gone in a minute as well. This is not going the way you would probably think it would go. We'll tell you about that goals and who scored it in a moment after this corner kick for Hull City. Can Hull get the opening goal here? Traore takes it short to Semi. Back to Traore, delivers the ball in, headed away, and the near post there by Hackney. And that's a fantastic header clearance by Hackney. In fact, it was Paddy McNair who headed that ball away by Middlesbrough, and he's Cabot with the goal, and he's Watford 1, Cardiff 3 at Vicarage Road. Cardiff fighting for their lives. Forced inside Manesh there, and he's out of play for a throw to Hull City. Hull City putting Middlesbrough under pressure in the last couple of minutes. There's James Wilson, the official there. Simon Esch gets it back to Coyle. Coyle has to go back to McLaughlin on halfway. Has to go further back to Dolo. Now Greaves. Greaves gets it out wide to Elder. Deep inside the Middlesbrough half. He's got Vaughan on the overlap. It goes to Vaughan and goes for the return pass. We can't keep the ball in, can he? No, the ball went behind. And Simon Esch just knocks it into the path of 7 for the goal kick. Nice touch there from the Hull City striker. Still Bayern Munich 0, Man City 0, 3-0 in aggregate, the Citizens lead. Fantastic game this one so far, even though it's 0-0, it's been a good watch so far. Middlesbrough and Hull City. And Middlesbrough get into the game. Here's Howson. Simon Esch picks up the loose ball. Coyle now coming forward. Wonderful play from Coyle. And now here comes Moat. Out to Johnny Howson. Down the line it goes. And now Middlesbrough can't get there. But Moat gets the ball back. Akpom breaks in for Smith. Bowling towards a penalty area, and that's fantastic play there from Middlesbrough. Real urgency from Middlesbrough. There's been a third goal of Swansea. Swansea 3, Preston 0. The goal scorer will come in a moment as McNair has possession for Middlesbrough. Good play this as Middlesbrough just keeping the possession well. What can Middlesbrough do here if they are to get the opening goal here? It's Akpom plays it out wide to Giles. Hackney down the outside of him and gets it. Hackney back to Giles. Will Giles deliver a cross? The man do now, and he does. Force can't get there. It's cleared away towards Mowat on the edge of the box. Mowat strikes it on goal and it's saved. But the whistle's gone for a foul by the former Leeds and Barnsley man. For a foul on the edge of the box. Up the gate on. I'm trying to see which player he was on. I think he was on Vaughan at the edge of the box. Yeah, Vaughan. And Moa just had the strike on goal. I'm not sure if that was a foul, to be honest. I think Hull City got away with one there. And I think it's the whistle had gone, that's why I just sliced the shot rather than taking a clean connection there. Alex Moa. So now he can hit them from that sort of range. And so Minesh tries to go down the line for Hull City, but he's cut out. And out for a throw to Middlesbrough. Coming up towards into the final 15 minutes of the first half is Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0. Here on the commentary hub. Number of alternative commentary. It's Birmingham 1, Durham 0 in the Women's Championship, and Brighton 2 1 in the Women's Super League. The Champions League is Bayern Munich 0, Man City 0, 3-0 Man City lead, and is on aggregate that is, and is Inter Milan 1, Benfica 0, Inter Milan are leading by 3-0 on aggregate with that 1-goal lead. And in the Championship, where this future game is coming from, coming up towards half time in a lot of these matches, Blackburn 1, Coventry 0, QPR 1, Norwich 0, Swansea 3, Preston 0, Watford 1, Cardiff 3, and Reading 0, Luton 0. They've played 31 minutes in the game between Reading and Luton. That is also an 8 o'clock kick-off, like our featured match tonight, as here is coming forward with Johnny Howson. Good bit of playing to Smith. Now Akpom. On to Moat. Brilliant ball out wide to Giles, who just gets there. And Ryan Giles does well. Finds Johnny Howson. Can he line up a strike? Instead he goes out wide to Force. Force delivers the ball and flicked on by Acne in the near post. Force challenges for the ball and wins the header from Howson towards Smith. But Howson gets the ball back, but Smith is penalised for a pull back on Slater. And it remains Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0, 32 and almost 32.5 minutes gone. Thank you very much if you're just tuning in for the very first time today on the channel. If you've just found it tonight for the very first time, thank you very much for doing so. This is my second game doing Middlesbrough this season. Did them against Rotherham United earlier on in this season. I've kept a close eye on the Championship, me covering Rotherham for a local radio station, as well as doing alternative commentaries here on the commentary hub. Keep you up to date with everything that's going off up and down the country as well in England. As we see Middlesbrough with possession as Akpom was pulled back there by Elder. So it was thought, the referee said no. Surprised in one, that one was not given for me. I thought it was held back as well. Here is Reeves into McLaughlin, and back it goes to Darlow. Darlow will play it into Slater. Back Darlow once more. Darlow hits the ball forward. Middlesbrough win the header with Smith. Howson in there. Force. Howson. Back he goes well there from Johnny Howson to McNair. Moa drops it back. Fewest touches for Stefan, Force, Akpom, Archer and Pelkas. Archer, Force and Stefan with 11, Akpom 13, Pelkas 15. As we just watch Middlesbrough try and come forward. It's out of play for Middlesbrough throwing. We'll keep you up to date as half-time whistle's gone. Game between Swansea and Preston. Swansea 3, Preston 0. And half-time between Watford and Cardiff. Watford 1, Cardiff 3. Howson into the path of Lennon. Now Moa comes to get the ball. Lennon again. Finds McNair for Middlesbrough. Coming up towards halfway. Now here is Smith. Does well. Does Smith into McNair. And now Smith gets the ball again. Howson. Good ball into Moa. And now Middlesbrough just keeping all of possession. Moa, McNair just playing it between them both. And now McNair drops into midfield. And now Smith gets the ball down the line. Out of play for a throw after a ball from Acne was to Smith. Then Smith's ball down the line was cut out. Half time in the game at Ewood Park is Blackburn Rovers 1, Coventry City 0. Towards the end of the first half is QPR 1, Norwich City 0. Then in first half, stoppage time there. 10 minutes to go in both of these matches. Our feature game is 0, Hull City 0, and Reading 0, Luton 0 until half time. See how many minutes of stoppage time this game will be added on in the first half. There's not been real that many of stoppages, to be honest with you, in this game. So I'll probably say around about a minute or so if I was doing it. Half time now, QPR 1, Norwich City 0. As here comes Middlesbrough to keep hold of the ball. It's out wide with Johnny Houston. And now it's given away, and Smith tries to get the ball back. But Pelka skips away from him. And now here comes Middlesbrough back into shape as all knock the ball around well as Appam closing down the left centre back for us. Force Nipson gets the ball for Aknin. Now Houston, Aknin, Mowat, Archer. Kevin Archer goes for goal and just wide. In the end, and Kevin Archer going close again for Middlesbrough. And then knocking on the door. Middlesbrough, but the door will not open. Driven the effort wide. In the end, it's Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0. And Middlesbrough are playing really, really well in this game. It remains Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary of the Home of Alternative Commentary, Chris Vernon, your match commentator for this game today. As here comes Seri with possession for Hull City. Good ball in, and then Slater, shot saved fantastically well there by Stefan after Slater was played through by Vaughan, and Slater forces a one-handed save from Stefan there, and that was a fantastic ball from Seri into the path of Vaughan, who just tried for a touch and then played it through, and then Slater with fantastic effort. Stefan was alert to make a fantastic stop. Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0. Yeah, on the commentary up. What can Hull City do from this one? It's Traore with the corner in, punched away by Stefan. Comes out to Vaughan on the edge of the box, and the referee has spotted something there. I think the ball just came out of play before coming back in. I think that's where it's given. Not sure what happened there. Let's have a look at this ball through again. That's a wonderful ball from Seri to Vaughan to Slater. Fantastic save. I want to see what happened with that corner again, because I didn't see it curl out or a free kick an offside in there, but we'll have to try and see at half time what happened with that one towards the end of the first half as we watch on. His Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 0, 39 minutes played as Lennon just wins the header. From Moa to flick on into Acne, Lennon into McNair, McNair back to Stefan. Vaughan pushed Stefan under pressure, but Stefan gets a good distance on his clearance, and then Moa nips in to get the ball back for Giles, and Giles into Acne. Acne controls well and wins his, and looked like he won inside a throw-in at first, but it's been given the way of Hull City in the end by the officials. And all are just happy with that there. Middlesbrough more shots in the game so far, but only one on target. Hull City have only had one on target as well, but 4 less shots in the game. With 7 to Hull's 3 so far. It's Pelkas can all have a 4th shot on in the game and 2 on target, I wonder. Here's Said Manesh. Plays a 1-2 with Traore, and then He's either played for a corner, is this? Yes, it is a corner. Hull City out for a corner. There's been a goal in the game between Inter and Benfica, and Orsons has levelled for Benfica. It's Inter 1, Benfica 1. Inter lead 3-1 on aggregate. Still 0-0 between Bayern and Man City. 3-0 Man City on aggregate. As the ball is whipped in towards the penalty. Simon Esches! Oh, I don't know, but Hull City take the lead! Just before half time, come against the winner, player must say. And Hull City take the lead. And it's Middlesbrough 0-1. And the side going for promotion are behind. Fantastic corner whipped in by Traore. And Simon Esch got in front of his man to head home in the end. And Simon Esch has given Hull City the lead here. It's Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 1. And Simon Esch has given the goal, has put Hull City into the lead. Here is Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 1. And Hull City take the lead. Fantastic corner whipped in there by Traore. And Simon Esch got up, peeled off his mark well, and just directed the header across the goal to the far corner, and in he went just before half time. Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 1, and that's not what Michael Carrick would have wanted coming up towards half time. Fantastic goal there from Simon Esch. We'll get a second just before half time as Elder tries to get up. Ball when he's cleared away. But Pelkas gets the ball back, does he? Is he giving us a free kick? No. Still going, Pelkas inside the penalty. Pelkas still going. He'll get the ball in towards the penalty area for his teammate, and Middlesbrough managed to clear up towards halfway. Well, there could have been a foul in there. Referee said no, though. As referee's now stopped the plays. There's not one but two minutes for plays down inside the Middlesbrough penalty area. Force on the edge of the box. And then I think it's Tommy Smith on the corner of the box, just inside the box. It is Smith. Force went down on the outside. No free kick given there. No free kick given inside the box. If they would have found Smith, and then Force went down on the edge of the box, and Smith has stayed down on the edge of the penalty area, just inside the box. And I'm not sure what would happen if he has to come off here. It's no looking good for Smith. It would be a life-for-life replacement, I would see him, with Jones coming on for him in that position. Steve Gibson there, the Middlesbrough owner, looking on. He's come towards the end of the first period. And Hull City has taken to the lead with a fantastic header from Simon Esch, and that was a good goal. And I think this is a serious injury for Smith, who stayed down. And if I'm just looking at number 15, Dijksteel will come under the bag there. Jonathan Woodgate, a lot of the backroom staff and Middlesbrough just giving a talking to his some of the players who's come across there. Players on attack. Who's concerned, it seems, for Smith, who's now sat up. He will receive some oxygen here. Smith is getting the mask on to receive some oxygen. Doesn't look like he wants it though, as it looks like he's turned it away. We'll have to wait and see if The stretcher will come on now for Smith. With 1, 2, 3, 4 medical staff with the stretcher. Fetching it down. Smith is just still being treated to here by the physios. We're into stoppage time now. End of the first half, and we'll just wait to see how many minutes was added in the end. As there's Aaron Ramsey, one of the players who was injured and missed today's game. Dyke still looks like he remembered the player to one for Middlesbrough when they decide to make that change. I think Dyke still just putting his bib back on while they waited to make the change here. No stretcher needed. I think he's giving himself every chance to try and continue here. We're just looking at this challenge again on Smith. You look at that better challenger on the first viewing I got, on the second two I've seen on the replays. It doesn't look like that. It looks like Middlesbrough may be waiting to get to half time. Not how many minutes of stoppage time was given by the referee end of this first half. Smith is back up in the stretcher, not being used. And the play's underway. Smith has just come back on. We're going to continuing to see how long he'll play for. Forced back on the field as a player, as well as after he went off after receiving some treatment for an injury on the edge of the penalty area as well. And Smith is back on for now. We'll have to wait and see whether there's an handball by Saad Manesh. He's annoyed with himself. He knew that was going to be an handball. Played almost 3 minutes of stoppage time, and it remains Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 1. Saad Manesh's goal just before half time. The difference is another Middlesbrough player down now in the middle of the park. This time it's Acne holding on to his ankle, and Acne. And Lennon saying, is that not a foul? And I'm not sure if it is, lads, because it looked as though on the first viewing and that viewing there, that Coyle got the ball. Half time, Inter 1, Benfica 1, Inter lead 3-1 on aggregate in the Champions League. Half time, Reading 0, Luton 0 in the Championship. Game still being played on here. Look towards 3.5 minutes of the first half stoppage time. Well, not showing the minutes were added at the end of the first half. This is Akpom. Brilliant play this from Akpom. Into the path of Ryan Giles. Ryan Giles attacking down the left hand side. He delivers the ball and looking for the run of Akpom. Headed away there for Howson to control the edge of the box. Howson still going, but the referee is giving a free kick. The potential push there, according to the referee, by Johnny Howson. And it remains Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 1 here on TC Hub 2, Storm FM and JB Sports, and also our Twitch channel as well. It remains 1-0 to the visitors. Darlow will take this free kick as a chief free kick, and he's took it from the one place there as well. The referee's let that play go on. He's headed away there by Lennon heads it down to Giles to clear up towards halfway. Headed away by McLaughlin now for a throw to Middlesbrough, which Giles will come across to take. One of the fans threw it back to Ryan Giles as the ball went into the crowd there, rather than giving it to the ball person. Look at the watch from the referee, Andy Davis, and there is the half-time whistle. And it's Hull City who going to break with the lead thanks to Saad Manesh's goal just before half time on 41 minutes after Seri played him in. It was a fantastic bit of play. Hull City who took the lead against the run of play. And at the break, it is Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 1. I'll be back in around about 15 minutes time for the start of the second half period. But until then, thank you very much for listening right now. I'll see you in 15 minutes with the scoreline at half time. Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 1. Welcome back to the second half coverage of the game between Middlesbrough and Hull City from the Championship. It's Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 1. You're just tuning into a Saad Menesh's goal on 41 minutes the difference between the two sides at half time. This evening, it'll be interesting to see how the second half unfolds and if Middlesbrough are to get back into it. It looks like there's going to be no changes to the second half for Middlesbrough or Hull City as the second half is about to get underway, which is just done right now, with Hull kicking away to my right hand side in the first half as Stefan gets an early touch of the ball after an header back by Ryan Giles. Running through the two sides in a moment. I'll just tell you that just as we broke for half time, Preston will go back against Swansea City through Cannon on 14 minutes. 63 minutes gone there is Swansea 3, Preston 1. Also is still Blackburn 1, Coventry 0, QPR 1, Norwich City 1 now. Norwich City equalising just after half time through Adam Eder. The goal there. I've just told you Swansea 3, Preston 1, still Watford 1, Cardiff 3, and it's still Reading 0, Luton 0. Second half underway between Inter and Benfica, currently 1-1 there, 3-1 to Inter on aggregate. Bayern and Man City currently 0-0. Man City lead by 3 goals to 0 on aggregate. As here is Middlesbrough in possession of the ballers. There's been a change, in fact, it looks like for Middlesbrough. I'll run you through that in a second. It looks as though Smith has gone off and Dijkstill has come on at half time. We'll try and get you that confirmed in a moment. And there's a little line that where here, yes, it is the case. Dijkstill is now on for Middlesbrough on that right wing back role. And Smith, who, or should I say that right back role, and Smith, who went off injured in the first half, which went down injured towards the end of the first half, should I say, is now being replaced by Dijkstill and the Bray. That's the only change to either side. So I'll run you through two sides in just a moment or so after this Middlesbrough attack bomb. Fees in Dijkstill. And Jones is on as well. We'll run you through that team in a second. I'm just trying to work out who Jones has come on for Middlesbrough. Missed that coming up on the screen in his force. The other one who got injured towards the end of the first half. Jones has come on for is Moat. Collects the ball over on that far side. Moat to the edge of the box is Akpom. Now letting it in. Lennon finds Houston. Now Jones inside the penalty area. Ball cleared away. It's Houston. Out wide to Dijkstill. Dijkstill looks to get the ball in. It's cleared away by Saad Menesh, and Middlesbrough have a throw in the start of the second half. It remains Middlesbrough who lead, who trail, should I say, by a goal to 0 in this game against Hull City. Middlesbrough who trail are coming on the attack once more to try and get back into the game, and we'll run you through the teams when we get a stoppage in play or the ball goes out. Here's Moat down the line for Dijkstill. Dijkstill looks to get the ball in. It does now, cleared away by Hull City. Salmanesh can't give the ball when he's behind for a corner. Quickly run you through the Middlesbrough side. It's Stefan Indo, should I say. Dijkstill, McNair, Lennon and Giles on the back. Morton, the captain, and Martin from the back four. Jones, Akpom and Acne just behind Cameron Archer. The remaining bench is Roberts, Barlaser, should I say, Muniz, Brooks and Bower. Running through the old side in a moment to see Middlesbrough about to take this free kick, this corner kick in just a second or so. We'll run you through that in a second or so. We'll move the pocket on this corner back on level play. It's a corner which will be taken on the right hand side, where the score from is into the arms of Darlow, who claims with comfortable ease. He's in goal for Hull City. Their defence lines up with Coyle, McLaughlin, Greaves and Elder, Sedmanesh, Seri, Slater, Vaughan, Traore and Pelkas. The bench of Ingram, Tufan, Doherty, Woods, Longman, Simons and Taylor, all the Hull City side. And subs, Simon Manesh over on the left hand side now. Him and Vaughan have swapped wings at the start of the second half. And Middlesbrough going all under a bit of pressure. Can Middlesbrough get the ball back? Is Vaughan there now? And is a foul there by Jones? And Isaiah Jones is not happy with that free kick which has been given there. Just in case you're wondering, that goal which was scored tonight by Alia Sadmanesh was his second goal of the season. Now moves level with Dimitris Pelkas, Ryan Longman and Aaron Connolly in the Hull City top scoring charts this season. Hull's next 3 matches of the final season as we run quickly in a moment. Cole drives it forward and drags a shot just wide in the end. Hull's final 3 minutes, 3 games should I say, is Watford at home, Swansea at home and then Luton away. For Middlesbrough, they've got Luton away, Rotherham away and then Coventry City at home to finish off the regular season. Interested to see how this game unfolds as Reading take the lead against Luton Town. Is Reading 1, Luton 0, and is Andy Carroll with the goal there in the Championship. As Borough had to get on the front foot. There's Hackney into Cameron Archer. Archer across. This for a ball against Coyle. Nothing given. Coyle can clear it away. It's a throw in for Middlesbrough. Can Middlesbrough get the equalising goal, which is what their play deserves? As here comes Middlesbrough forward with Hackney, where it's a foul on Adama Traore, the number 18 of Hull City. Almost 52 minutes gone here, which remains Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 1, and Rico was down in his haunches there for a moment. But just looking at this again, Middlesbrough were appealing for an handball there against Archer, not given, and then Archer pulled the ball in. He was appealing for an handball against Coyle, nothing to it, and Hull then win a free kick. Middlesbrough not happy that Hull had players there to take it, but then they left it for the goalkeeper, who wasn't even ready to come and take it, called Darlow. And his referee's Blaze was to take it, and he still not took it. He finally takes it now, down the right, on the right field, down the right hand channel, but Giles is there to mop up and try and get Middlesbrough on the front foot down their left. Coyle now under pressure from Hackney, and Coyle just goes down far too easily there, and he's moving the ball 2 or 3 yards in front of where he's actually fouled to take this free kick, and the referee Andy Davis is not telling him to move the ball back. And it's now Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 1 is the scoreline here in the Championship. Hull City trying to go on the front foot to score a second. Is Simon Eshes in the box, trying to pull the ball back all across for Pelkas. It's headed forward by Elder. Vaughan chasing it down up against McNair, pushes McNair into the back. He runs behind for a goal kick to Middlesbrough. But Hull City are playing really, really well. There's been a red card in the game between Reading and Luton, and Reading are 2-0 but down to 10 men. We'll tell you who scored, who's being sent off in a moment. Preston have put a goal back against Swansea, now 3-2. Troy Parrott on the bench, off of the bench, and scored within 2 minutes of that goal. The sending Andy Carroll has been the player who's been sent off for Reading. We're trying to work out, to wait and see who scored the second goal for Reading. We'll tell you as soon as we get confirmation of that. Coming through to us in our earpiece. It remains Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 1. Yeah, in the Championship. We'll keep you updated with the score throughout. It looks as though the second goal for Reading has not been given yet. And work out who score. It's been disallowed. The second goal has been disallowed for Reading for some reason. It remains Reading 1. Oh, Reading 1, Luton 0. Middlesbrough's trying to get a goal back here against Hull. One into the box. Hackney! And Hackney is equalised for Middlesbrough. And Borough are level. And it's what their performance has deserved. To be level in this game. And it's Aaron Hackney who has got the goal back. And he's 1-1 here in the Riverside. Middlesbrough 1, Hull City 1 in the Riverside now. And it's Aaron Hackney who has got on the score sheet again. Brilliant bit of play. Akpom does superbly well. Plays the ball down the line for Jones to run on to. Jones cut the ball back. And it's in there from Hackney who come running in. He was always running forward as soon as the ball was played by Akpom. Ball played into Hackney from Isaiah Jones, the substitute. And Middlesbrough level is Middlesbrough 1, Hull City 1. Fantastic play from Middlesbrough. Brilliant run from into Jones, ball across, and Hackney's coming in to level the scores at 1 apiece. Now Hull City can try and get back into the lead. Middlesbrough 1, Hull City 1. The scoreline here now in the Championship. What a game this has been. My first game back on commentary for the first time in over a month. And what a game I picked to do it. It's Middlesbrough 1, Hull City 1, and Louis Coyle wins the free kick for Hull. And he stayed down on his haunches. Looks like he may have got a finger in the eye from Hackney there, the goal scorers. We'll just see the goal again. Fantastic cutback from Jones. And Hackney comes running in, side foots it, takes the deflection off McLaughlin. And Ron foots Darlow. And Middlesbrough are level in this game. It's Middlesbrough 1, Hull City 1. And what a start to the second half we've got now. Dyksdale, excuse me, gets it into the path of McNair. Now is Zach Steffen. What can Steffen do here now? He launches the ball forward, looking for the run of Archer. Archer's in behind. Kevin Archer, can he score here? He can! From a Titans of angles! And Kevin Archer has put Middlesbrough 2-1 up at the start of the second half. 4 minutes into the second half, almost 20 minutes into the second half. And the game has well and truly turned on its head. It's Middlesbrough 2, Hull City 1 on the Riverside. Fantastic play from Middlesbrough. It was a long ball forward from the goalkeeper Zach Steffen. He fell the chest of Archer. He shrugged off the defence of McLaughlin and took it 2-4 wide, I thought at first. But what a fantastic goal this is. Into the penalty area and drilled it underneath the legs of Darlow. Fantastic ball forward from Steffen. Into Archer, chasing it past McLaughlin, and then drilled it underneath the legs of Archer, of Darlow from Archer, and into the back of the net. And 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes has put this game on its head from what it was at half time. Hull City now have work to do to get back into this, as Middlesbrough now will try and ramp up more goals like they did against Norwich City on Friday evening. And Michael Carrick has done a fantastic job here at Riverside. And no foul there on Schubert Akpom. He's not happy as both to get the ball back is Elder. Slipped by out and allows Elder to find Vaughan. McNair slides in. And then Middlesbrough win the throw-in. Fantastic play there from Middlesbrough to get the ball back and to get the 2 quick goals in the second half. What a start this has been. And I think this has been one of the best games that I've covered in terms of quality from both sides on the field of play, apart from some of the Premier League games I've done. What a game this has been as McNair delivers the ball forward onto the chest of Archer. Archer takes it well into the path of Dijksteel. Dijksteel will get the ball forward. Out wide from Jones. Akpom in towards Archer, giving it the ball away. Seri picks out Pelkas. Pelkas will get the ball forward. Hull City lose out. And now Middlesbrough will get on the front foot again. It's Acton scoring over the first goal. Plays the brilliant ball out wide for Isaiah Jones. Jones delivers the ball in. Plays for Chuba Akpom! And Chuba Akpom has scored! Middlesbrough have got a 3-1 lead now! And surely there can be no way back for Hull City now! Poor start from all the start of the second half. And Middlesbrough are now running away with this one. It's Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1. What a fantastic goal that is from Middlesbrough Football Club. Hackney, brilliant turn away from Seri. A fantastic ball out wide to Jones. Jones then looks up, finds Akpom, and Akpom says, "Thank you very much. I'll get on the score sheet now. And thank you very much." Archie would have been there to do the same if Akpom wasn't there. Oh, I didn't know L in a cat chance with that one. And Middlesbrough are now well and truly on their way to victory, it seems now. It's Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1. Chuba Akpom 1 came out, he's picked up a book in there for taking off his shirt. Well, there is the Hull City owner looking forlorn. His side looked to be heading for victory at half time. But what a difference. 3 goals in the space in less than 10 minutes does to a side. Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1. And now Hackney can't get on any of that ball there as Middlesbrough hunt for more goals. What a match as Inter take the lead against Benfica. 2-1 on the night and 4-1 on aggregate. Man City take a 4-goal lead on aggregate. Erling Haaland missed a penalty in the first half. We scored in the second against Bayern. Bayern 0, Man City 4 on aggregate. Bayern 0, Man City 1 on the night in the Champions League. What a game this has been. Here is McNair for Middlesbrough. Out wide to Jones. Jones is coming forward really well here, Jones. Struggling Jones. Being held on to, but still manages to keep hold of the ball. Gets the ball back to Dijksteel. Now Akpom. Now Dijksteel again. McNair. Moa. McNair again. Wonderful play from Middlesbrough this. Alright, into Akpom. Akpom now. Into Cameron Archer. Cameron Archer sees one of Giles outside on the left hand side. Ball driven in. Comes in, can't find Moa was coming in there. Fish for the edge of the box for Johnny Howson. Howson goes down on the edge of the box. Middlesbrough win a free kick in a shooting position. And a yellow card there for Vaughan. And Middlesbrough now have a free kick at the edge of the box. And a 3-1 lead. It's Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1. And Vaughan can have no complaints with that. Howson was about to shoot. And he brought him down. And Middlesbrough could have more goals in them now. Wow. Let me take a breath while you get Middlesbrough and Hull. I can finally take a breath while this free kick's getting lined up. Well, what a fantastic start to the second half. Absolutely fantastic. Is a free kick. Will it be Howson or will it be Moat to take this? It could be 4-1 here for Middlesbrough. If this goal goes in. Morat in for Ramsey. Looks like he could end up trying to get on the score sheet like Ramsey did in the last game in which Middlesbrough won 5-1. Let's see who's going to score here. Will it be Will it be Morat? Will it be Howson? It's Alex Morat! With the free kick is over the bar and into the crowd. No trouble in the goalkeeper there. But Middlesbrough well and truly on their way now as Hull City will make a substitution. Is Ozan Tufan who's coming on, and he's replacing Harry Vaughan. And Harry Vaughan has not really got into the game much today, and I think that's probably one of the reasons, especially in the second half, one of the reasons why Liam Rosenior has decided to take off Vaughan and fetch on Tufan, who can create things and hopefully get all back into the game from all City's fans' point of view, as it's been a disappointing in terms of jubilation and iron lows, in terms of going in 1-0 at half time and then 3 goals in less than 10 minutes in the start of the second half pull them out of reaching. That's gone out for a goal kick to Middlesbrough, to Hull City should I say, from Middlesbrough's one ball forward. And it was Lautaro Martinez with the second goal for Inter, and the first goal for Inter Milan was Frederick Zerns. There's goals there, as we're just seeing the goal from Chuba Akpom. 9 longest successive home scoring runs is now with Chuba Akpom. He scored 9 goals at home in a row for Middlesbrough, and what a way to do it, and what a performance to do it in. It's capped a fantastic performance. Let's just run you through the WSL results while Middlesbrough just have the ball at the back. He finished Brighton 3, Everton 2, and Man United 1, Arsenal 0. In the Women's Championship, he finished Birmingham 1, Durham 0 as well, just to let you know there as well, guys. We'll keep you up to date with all of the Championship scores in a moment. Could tell you what the scores are around the grounds in the Championship this afternoon, or this evening, or this morning, depending where you are in the world, tuned into us here on the Commentary Hub. You also have on Commentary Hub 2 JB Sports, Storm FM, and also on our Twitch channel as well. Middlesbrough leading by 3-1. Let's run you through the Championship latest scores, and as Agnes Shaw went over the bar there, is still Blackburn Rovers 1, Coventry City 0, QPR 1, Norwich City 1, Swansea 3, Preston 2, Watford 1, Cardiff 3 as McNair goes down, rubbing his groin there. Looks like he may have a problem with his groin, and is still Reading 1, Luton 0. In the Champions League, should I say, is Bayern Munich 0, in Manchester City 1. Manchester City leading 4-0 on aggregate, and Inter Milan 2, Benfica 1, Inter leading 4-1 on aggregate. Looks like it's going to be a Milan derby in the Champions League semi-finals, as we're just seeing the goals back. And fantastic goals from Middlesbrough, I must say, especially the one from Akron. The second one was from Archer, was superb. Route one stuff it was from the goalkeeper, and that was a fantastic goal. Isaiah Jones 2 assists today, set up Akne and Akpom, and Paddy McNair has just been replaced by Matt Crooks, who's a midfielder who's come on for a defender. So we have to, let's see what happens, how this shifts about now. I would presume maybe Jones goes to right back, Ike Steele into centre back, and then Crooks will go into the right of the three, or maybe move Akpom out wide. We'll have to wait and see how this shapes up, as Crooks appears to go on this left hand side, on the Acne in the middle, as Archer nips in. Archer strikes the goal, takes a deflection behind for a corner off of Greaves, and Middlesbrough coming forward again almost getting another goal there as you see Middlesbrough still hunting for more goals there. Cameron Archer still on the looking for more goals. Here's Ryan Giles comes across to this corner. 3 shots on target out of there. 6 in the second half of Middlesbrough. Always had 1 shot, no shots on target. Who's on more possession than their visitors as Akpom and Archer comes short. Giles gets it to Jones. Back to Giles. Now Moat. Complicated Jones, and now Hull City will try and break here as the ball is with Tufan. Ozan Tufan gets the ball forward. Here is Hull trying to get forward. It's Coyle now from Seri's pass. Seri makes a forward run as he's headed forward by Hull City into their midfielders. Seri picks up the ball. Now Elder, how wide it goes to the path of Slater down the line looking for the run there of Tufan. In fact, it was Pelkas out wide there who got the ball forward towards Tufan. As now Hull City will come forward. Get back in numbers, says Middlesbrough try and come forward in numbers. That collects the ball. It goes into the path of Lennon. Howson has dropped back into centre back, it seems, with Crooks going into the, with Acne dropping back upon Moat in front of the back 4, and Crooks out on this left hand side where Acne was playing for the biggest part of the game, as Stefan delivers a wonderful ball out wide to Dykestyl. Dykestyl goes back to Johnny Howson, who in turn goes back to Stefan, takes it to just outside his penalty area, and then clears it from inside his penalty on the right hand side as Middlesbrough try and come forward down their far right hand touchline, headed away by Johnny Howson. Akpom trying to challenge for Con, win the ball in the air, then wins the ball, and now is Acne who can break, feeds in Akpom. Akpom has got Giles outside of him, back to Akpom on the edge of the box, still going. Akpom fires it over and into the crowd, but Middlesbrough looking more dangerous every time they go forward. This evening they're looking more and more dangerous every time they come forward, and that was superb bit of play again from Middlesbrough. They've been fantastic tonight, especially the second half performance from them. But what game is Hull City are making a double change here. Seri off for number 8, which is Doherty, and then the other one is Sadmanesh off for Longman, who comes on. There's the changes for Hull City, as they will try and get back, as those changes will help try and get all back into the game, which is something that they need to do if you are to get anything out of this. Need to get a goal and quick. Got around about 17 minutes to go until the end of the game. It remains Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1 in the Championship, as is Johnny Howson left hand side of the defence now, and can't pick out Ryan Giles, and that was because Lennon moved across to the right there for a moment, and then Howson's just switched positions at the moment in time, as Howson, when he dropped back into the back 4, dropped into the right hand side, as now is Dolo to play the ball out wide, but he's giving the ball away to Jones. Can Jones get a third assist? He can't after the shot from Akpom is dragged wide, and Chubu Akpom could have had a second goal here. What a performance from Middlesbrough in this, especially the second half. Jones honours a sub, pulls the ball back, and Akpom just didn't connect with it right. Otherwise, that would have been 4, and well and truly game over. Elkis back to Coyle. as Hull try and mount a 5 back as the ball is played out wide now into the path of Elder. Good bit of play this now from Hull City. Here is the path of Doherty. Doherty coming forward. Wonderful ball in behind Howson, but Howson is there to get back. He's played, but the offside flag went up against the fantastic and talented left back Callum Elder. Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1 is the scoreline. Chubu Akpom has now scored 29 goals for the season. Aidan Ackley has now got his third of the season, and Archer's now got his 9th of the season for Middlesbrough Football Club. There's Johnny Howson, the captain of Middlesbrough, and he'll take a free kick into Alex Mowat for the offside against Elder. Now here's Lennon. Find Giles. Lennon is there. Mowat, Acne, Mowat, Acne. A wonderful breakaway now. Acne can't get the ball through for Archer. That would have been a fantastic ball, but Jones dips in to get the ball back. Acne into Dykestyles. Jones is there now. Again, after coming to win the ball back, ready off and then moving back out wide. And now it's back with Howson into Mowat. Now Acne. Wonderful play into Jones. He's out for a throw to Middlesbrough. Dykestyles will come and take the throw in. Takes it off of Imre Senior and takes the throw in back to Johnny Howson, and is now with Zach Steffen into the path of Johnny Howson. Now Dykestyles flicked on there by Jones to Akpom, who can't win the ball, take the ball forward, and Salmanesh plays a wonderful ball over the top for Pelkas, but the ball runs through to the arms of Stefan, who throws the ball out quickly and gets Middlesbrough on their attack. Here comes Ryan Giles now. With a full run from Ryan Giles, he moves forward down the left hand side. You're listening to the home of alternative commentary here on the commentary. It's Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1. If you're just tuning into us here with myself, Russ Vernon, guiding you through all of the action today. Hopefully you've enjoyed our coverage so far. We've got less than 15 minutes to go now, coming up towards the final 13 minutes of play. There is Dykestyles out wide into the path of Akpom. Akpom drops it back to Howson. Howson across to Lennon, who's gets it first time forward into Matt Crooks, who will run forward. Crooks gets the ball out wide to Giles. Giles delivers the ball in towards Crooks. He takes deflection off from a Rotherham man, and then he's out of play off of Moa there as Middlesbrough trying and come forward. Crooks apologising there after he got the wrong side of the cutback from Giles, as Olo clears up towards halfway, but it's unheaded forward by Mowat. All the ball back, and now Coyle. Mowat and Coyle in the academy at Leeds together, so we know a lot about each other's game. So will Johnny Howson and Louis Coyle. Now here is the aforementioned Johnny Howson coming out of defence. There's into Akpom. Akpom goes down, gets back up, finds Crooks on this left hand side. Matt Crooks still going. Back into Isaiah Jones. Can Jones get a goal? Will he get a third assist? Neither, as he gives the ball away. Elkus. And then Cole gives the ball away to Acne. Here's Jones. Feeds it on to Giles. Giles delivers the ball in. Archer with the header. Straight into the arms. Nice and easily for Carl Dorlo there in the Middlesbrough net. I can tell you it's 24,923 in attendance at the Riverside Stadium today. Big crowd there. Turning up, especially on a Wednesday evening, a school night, to see this game. It remains Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1. We'll run you through some of the scores from the Championship in just a moment. or 2. As we come towards the end of the 7:45 kickoffs, I can tell you Watford have been beaten. It's finished Watford 1, Cardiff City 3. It's now Swansea 4, Preston 2. And the fourth goal for Swansea was scored by Joel Pirro, the second of the game for him. Harry Darling made it 3-0 just before half time. After Allen and Pirro put up both Swansea 2-0 off, Cannon and Parrott then made it 3-2 with Pirro's old seal on it. Coventry have just equalised right on the death against Blackburn Rovers. But that's something that JB Johnston Todd will be happy to hear. I'll bring you the goal score for Coventry City in just a moment or two when I can get it. Reading have conceded, Luton have equalised. It's Colton Morris with 9 minutes to go there. It's Reading 1, Luton 1 in the Championship. Goal score for Cardiff is not in just yet. We'll tell you all about that in a minute. It's into 3, Benfica 1. 5-1 aggregate. Joaquin Carrera with the goal for Internazionale. Will play AC Milan derby in the UEFA Champions League semi-finals. It will be now. Goal score for Coventry City is still not in yet. We'll keep you certainly know if that who's equalised there for Coventry once we get word on that for you. Remains Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1 here in our game. As Middlesbrough just closing down Traore's return back, and then Reeves gets the ball forward, but Middlesbrough closing them down as Hull City will try and force the way out as Jones won't keep the ball in play. The goal for Coventry is still not from up who's scored yet. He's now come through. It's Ben Wilson with the equaliser in the 95th minute for Coventry City. Blackburn 1, Coventry City 1 there. And now there's a substitution for Middlesbrough. Alex Moat is being replaced here. And a fantastic performance from the former Leeds United man. And coming on in his place is Dan Barlaser, who was signed from Rotherham United. Who, when it was my 30th birthday last March, Dan sent me a birthday message saying happy 30th birthday to me. Thank you there to Dan. Full-time scores in the 7:45 kickoffs now in the Championship. Blackburn 1, Coventry City 1, QPR 1, Norwich 1, Swansea 4, Preston 2 is the results in the 7:45 kickoffs in the Championship. We'll tell you the latest scores in the games between Bayern against Man City and Inter against Benfica in a moment or so, as Hull City just win a throw-in. And Elder takes it to Traore, back to Elder. Now Traore gets the ball forward as Middlesbrough just win the ball back momentarily, but then Coyle picks up the loose ball. Coyle for Hull City just keeping the ball well over on this right hand side, knocks the ball in field. Now is Gocklin back, it goes to the goalkeeper, Darlow, and he's played the ball forward. Down it goes towards far side as is. Dark still winning the ball back from Middlesbrough. All tried to come forward there momentarily, but Middlesbrough got the ball back, but they've given the ball away in Middlesbrough. What can Middlesbrough do now is a ball in place of Coyle. The full play from Coyle. Can he get the ball forward? It is Middlesbrough all on the attack, but Middlesbrough with Barlaser just finds Akpom, and Akpom wins his side of throwing. Benfica have pulled the goal back. It is now 5-2 on aggregate, and is Antonio Silva who has scored the goal there. And it's still Bayern 0, Man City 1, as Adama Traore is being replaced there for Hull City. So to his Pelkas with Woods and Simmons coming on for Traore and Pelkas for Hull City. As Hull have now made their full complement of 5 substitutes. And here's Crooks now. So Middlesbrough gets the ball back into Lennon. Now Barlasser, now out Hackney. And back to Stefan. Stefan just plays into Lennon. Lennon gets the ball forward into the path of Giles. Gets the ball forward, Giles puts the ball away as he tried to pick out Crooks. And now Middlesbrough will come forward again as it's Jones. It was Akpom! Shot saved brilliantly there. Breaks for Dan Barlasser. Barlasser wins his side of throw-in. Bayern Munich have just equalised against Manchester City. Joshua Kimmich with the goal there on 83 minutes from the penalty spot. Is now Bayern Munich 1, Man City 1. 4-1 on aggregate to Manchester City. In our game is Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1, less than 5 minutes to go now. As Crooks just keeps hold of possession and has done a really good job today. Mark Crooks, since he's come on, he's steadied the ship well. He's been on for just over 20 minutes now. Well, about just over 10 minutes now, should I say. I'm going to get ready to give my player the match. I'm just trying to figure out who to give it to in a minute. As here comes Middlesbrough to try and get a fifth. Now he's dealing to Jones. It was Crooks who's in there. He heads just over Matt Crooks, former Rotherham United player. Well, that's a wonderful ball in and a wonderful header just over. But it was a fantastic run again. There, Jones with the cross, and Crooks gets in the head of his man, head of the goalkeeper there. Fantastic, and just heads it wide in the end as Middlesbrough up looking for yet another goal in this game. We'll announce our player of the match in a minute or so. We've played 87 minutes. We'll announce it just as before we go into, just as we see the stoppage time. We'll tell you how many minutes and then we'll announce how many who is being played, who has been claimed our player of the match. This afternoon has been a number of standouts on Middlesbrough's side today who could have got this accolade. The likes of Stefan in goal, Howson, Moat, Giles, Hackney, Akpom, Archer, Force, Lennon, McNair and Smith when they were on. Stefan is well in goal. Oh, a number of players, all the Middlesbrough players have played well, especially Stefan keeping Middlesbrough in it after the win, the goal behind when they had chances early on. As Middlesbrough with Howson just intercepts there as he finds Barlasser. Barlasser just goes down and wins his side a free kick there. Wood stands right in front of him, stopping from taking the free kick. Barlasser saying, stand there, the referee says yes, Akpom goes for goal, and it was a wonderful effort. We just couldn't have the right length to dip, to roll in. And it's finish. And I'm just seeing something come through from Blackburn Rovers' Twitter account regarding the late equaliser in their game. And Coventry equalised. Apparently it was an handball and the Coventry City goalkeeper who scored, and the goal was allowed to stand. So Blackburn Rovers not happy with that one. I've not seen until I'll have to check that out later, as Middlesbrough lead by 3 goals to 1 here. Be announcing the player of our match In just a second or so, there's a free kick given to Middlesbrough. Foul on Dyke Steele, which Howson takes quickly in to the goalkeeper there. Stefan, as we announce, Aidan Ackney, the Middlesbrough player who has had an impressive game, scored the equalising goal today as our player of the match. An impressive performance from him, ran the midfield well when he was in the advancing midfield role and then slotted into that defensive midfield role with very much ease really. This is the role which is normally played for the majority of the season, the defensive midfield role, and he's always looked good in that role, but he's played a bit further forward today, but looked confident and really good performance from him in that midfield area. So Aidan Ackney, the player of the match, chosen by himself, and the player of the match here on the commentary is sponsored by Commentary Services, and it goes to Middlesbrough's Aidan Ackney, the scorer of their first goals. Here's Giles now. Can Middlesbrough get a fourth? He plays into Crooks. Edge of boxes, down ball, Lasser. Shot goes for goal. Crooks just wide as we enter 3 minutes of stoppage time in this game. It remains Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1. Fantastic bit of play there. Lasser with the shot blocked, and it comes to Crooks. And Crooks has got his head in his hand, but Barlasser's got his head in his hands, and that really should have been a superb goal as Barlasser nips in for Middlesbrough. He's got Archer there inside. Archer pulls the ball across. It's for a penalty and then nothing given. It looks as though it could have been a potential penalty there, nothing given, as Ulster will now try and break on Middlesbrough. Well, Crooks nips in to get the ball back, and then Barlasser gets it back to Howson. And now here's Barlasser again. Isn't he? Gets it back to Howson. Now Lennon. Lennon is coming forward. Ball there well. Back bomb. Does well. Howson. Dyke Steele. Edwell says let's come on. And now Jones gets in behind you. Can Jones tee up in that? Chico assist here. Can he do this? He's played into Ackney. Our player of the match, Ackney. Pulls the ball off the ball last. Can he strike on goal? He plays into Archer. Back to goal. Still going Archer. Middlesbrough just keeping the possession. Howson. Out wide to Giles. Could he put a ball into the penalty area, or will he go to the corner? Still going Giles. Twisting one way, then the other. Giles delivers a cross in. It's behind. It's a corner kick to Middlesbrough. Into 3, Benfica 3. Full time. Into a run 5-3 on aggregate. Musa with a late goal for Benfica in the Champions League. We'll remind you that, and I'm just looking at that chance again. I said it could have been a potential penalty, and yes, it's a penalty. That is a penalty for me. Reeves doesn't get none of the ball. He takes the back legs of Akpom, then he handles it, and the referee sees none of that, and just gives the corner. Jones takes the throw in quickly for Giles, as Middlesbrough will look to get the ball into the corner. He goes to Barlasser. Barlasser gets the ball into Archer, edge of the penalty on the left-hand side. Twisting one way, then the other, goes towards the corner. And does well there, Cameron Archer. Always off his man. But there is a full-time whistle. Just as the lights go off. But full-time. And it's a game of 2 halves in the end. Hull City deserve their first half lead, thanks to Saad Menesh's goal on 41 minutes. But second half goals, 3 goals in less than 10 minutes from Middlesbrough in control and made them sure they would win the game. Finished Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1. Ackney, our player of the matchup, got Middlesbrough level after a full played through from Isaiah, cross played in from Isaiah Jones. Zach stepping in, playing a long ball forward, and Archie out off the man, out off his man, McLaughlin, and slid underneath with the legs of Dolo to make it 2-1. Then Jones with another assist, pulled the ball back, and Akpom was on hand to turn it home to make it 3-1. And Middlesbrough could have had more goals in the end, but they settled for just a 3. The fans dancing as the lights flicker Here on the Riverside, Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1 is a full-time score. We'll run you through the full-time scores in just a moment or two, just waiting for the two final results to come through. We'll run you through those full-time scores very, very shortly in the match, which we play tonight on the Riverside. It's finished. Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1. And I'll be back in just a minute or two to give you the full-time scores. Welcome back to our coverage of the EFL Championship clash between Middlesbrough and Hull City, as we're now going to bring you the full-time classified check on all of today's results from the Championship, Women's Super League, Women's Championship and the Champions League. And we'll start off in Europe in the Champions League. Bayern Munich 1, Manchester City 1. Manchester City win 4-1 on aggregate. Inter Milan 3, Benfica 3. Inter Milan win 5-3 on aggregate. English Championship. Blackburn Rovers 1, Coventry City 1. QPR 1, Norwich City 1. Swansea City 4, Preston North End 2. Watford 1, Cardiff City 3. Middlesbrough 3, Hull City 1. Reading 1, Luton Town 1. Women's Super League. Brighton of Albion 3, Everton 2. Manchester United 1, Arsenal 0. Women's Championship. Birmingham City 1, Durham 0. And that concludes today's scores and results. So thank you very much for listening to our coverage today here on the Commentary Hub. It's been fantastic to bring you the coverage today Hopefully you've enjoyed listening to us. But for myself, Russ, and the rest of the team of the commentary hub, Middlesbrough keep on with their march towards the Premier League and their promotion push by beating struggling Hull City by 3 goals to 1 in the Championship in the game, in a tale of two halves. From myself and from the rest of the team here, thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.